Why don't we start with Spain first of all, and the region in focus, and how many typical British holidays go to that sort of region?
Well, Spain is by far the most popular destination abroad for British holidaymakers, but actually, and particularly at this time of year, central Spain, the area around Madrid, is not really somewhere that people would find themselves on holiday. They're much more likely, of course, to be on the costas, where things are fairly normal, or indeed in one of the great inland cities. I note that Seville in the south, in Andalusia, lovely place, but the temperatures for the next 10 days are going to peak at 39 or 40 every day. So it's going to be warm, but manageable. Around the Madrid area, you would get some people who are perhaps on family visits or on city breaks, but that is not nearly so much of a concern as France, because southwest France has a very long history as being popular with British holidaymakers, many of whom are there now, many more of whom are set to go over the next 4 or 5 weeks.
I mean, you mentioned France there, and I think we can actually bring you some images that we're getting now. This is Cap Ferrat in France, so the kind of peninsula of France. This just changed actually the picture, but this is the area in France, and you can see the devastation that is happening as well. Just before this live shot, it was live shot there, but we saw the flames as well. I can't really get my head around how serious these fires are. And just talk about this kind of region in France. This is somewhere a lot of people go. Yes,
so Cap Ferrat, which is a peninsula to the west of Bordeaux, has very great location for families. Normally, it's got beaches, it's got beautiful forest, it's got everything you want for a carefree holiday. But very sadly, it has also been absolutely in the line of the wildfires. There were evacuations at the weekend, including by boat, because that was the only way of getting people away. And who knows when it will be possible for people to visit again. So, of course, anybody who is there, anybody who's in the region, the authorities have said, please clear off. We don't need you here. Don't become part of the problem. But anybody who's got a booked a holiday there, it might be, for instance, you booked a camping holiday, that cannot possibly go ahead. But if you've booked components separately, so that you've got your flights or ferry and accommodation through different providers, the accommodation place may say, yeah, well, obviously you can't have your holiday, have your money back, but airlines and ferry companies may say, sorry, you booked your flight, that can still go ahead, you're not getting any refund.
Presumably, we don't yet have guidance for people who are booked for 2-3 weeks out from here?
Well, at the moment, it's still a bit too early to tell. If you've booked, for instance, through a camping operator, they should be in a pretty good position to say, for example, there is not a chance that your trip is going to go ahead. If it's a proper package holiday, then you can have your money back, or we'll offer you an alternative location somewhere else. But there's an awful lot of concern out there, in particular for people who perhaps aren't necessarily going directly to that region, but are in the area. And they are worried about what might happen. They're worried about this unfolding humanitarian disaster. They don't want to be any part of it, obviously, and they're now thinking, well, what can we do? And very often, I'm having to tell people who are contacting me, sorry, the nature of this event means that with the Foreign Office not warning against travel to that area, you're unable to really get very much back. And certainly if you were simply going to somewhere like Biarritz on the southwest coast of France and you thought, a bit too close, don't want to take the risk, then that would be something that is completely uninsurable and you would sadly lose your money.
Can I ask you about disruption? If you're not in that area, I think it is very clear that if you are in that area, then do not go, follow the local travel advice. But as you say, if you're going to South France, for example, could we see more traffic, for example, or what kind of impact is it going to have?
Well, it's all very, very kind of almost random. So in the wake of this alarm, which went off, as Sky News reported, at 3 a.m., of course, everybody cleared out and they were taking 3 hours to travel 30 kilometres because everybody was trying to leave. Fortunately, everybody seems to have got away. But yeah, it's going to put pressure on other parts of France where, for example, people people will understandably, bear in mind that an awful lot of French people go to France on their holidays, and they will be looking for somewhere else. And it could well be that other parts of France, whether it's Provence, maybe the Brittany coast, that could be really tricky to find an alternative. This is happening absolutely at peak season.
Simon, in terms of this hot weather that we've seen, is it been a boost for British tourism, or has it been too hot? How does it affect the kind of spend overall?
Okay, what it tends to do, if it's a beautiful day, and we're looking forward to hopefully some more hot days, possibly too hot for some people, then you will tend to get an awful lot more day trips. So people going to the seaside. So if you're heading for Blackpool or Bournemouth or Brighton, then you can expect to be stuck in traffic for some time. In terms of actual people thinking this year we're going to go to have a holiday at home. Well, if you haven't booked your cottage in Cornwall, then you're probably not going to be able to find one at this stage. Sure, there's parts of the country, beautiful Northumberland, for instance, where you could probably find somewhere to stay. But I think what we will see increasingly, because this is now the fourth summer in a row where we've had really serious wildfires affecting people's holidays in various parts of the world at the same time as high temperatures in the UK, I think we will now start to see a shift towards more northerly latitudes, and if that means more people holiday at home, that's a terrific benefit.
Yeah, more vineyards perhaps as well.
Yeah,
That's the other thing.
Yeah, gosh, but we hope Bordeaux is all right, of course, for all sorts of reasons. Simon, great stuff. Thank you.